Hello and welcome to Fade's WoW Gold Rush, a video series dedicated to showing you quick ways to make gold with limited time in World of Warcraft, in which all the tips and tricks are ways to make gold with 15 minutes or less of playtime. I hope you enjoy. Here we go.
I'd get it one piece at a time, and it wouldn't cost me a dime. You'll know it's me when I come through your town.
Today's video is going to be about alchemy. Alchemy is something that a lot of gold makers tend to have. I personally have 4 of them, all transmute spec, including one on the horde side, which is my goblin. Now, everyone knows about the daily cooldown transmute, which can make a lot of gold, but what about the ones that don't have a cooldown, such as the ones for blue quality cataclysm gems? Well, if you come over here, I checked out all of them, but at the time the only one that had amazing profits was Ember Topaz, so I'm going to check this out. And basically what it's looking like is I'm going to be able to make a tremendous return on the investments. We're looking at about 1 gold per piece for Cinderbloom, of which you need 3. And then about, let's see here, how much for Hessonite? About 6 gold per piece for Hessonite, also of which you need 3. So about 21 gold investment per Ember Topaz, and Ember Topazes at the time of this video were going for 120 gold on my server. So I'd be making about 100 gold profit, and that's assuming that I don't proc at all, which I do end up doing. So I bought enough to make 5 of them, and then I'd have a bit of Cinderbloom left over. I ended up spending 164 gold, so we're going to pull all this out of the mailbox and get it transmuted. All of these blue quality gems, as well as the meta Shadow Spirit diamonds, all Wrath metas, Arcanite, and I believe that's it, are off the cooldown. Oh, and Titanium. There's a few other that might be off the cooldown, you can check it all on Wowhead, but basically I'm just going to transmute these Ember Topaz. I am, of course, a transmute spec alchemist. It's definitely the most lucrative of the specializations from a strictly gold making standpoint. So, I'm going to go ahead and pop those on the auction house. Now, you'll notice that I don't put them up for 120 gold, because basically what I decided to do was look at Ember Topaz, and as you'll notice, the uncut is going for more expensive than pretty much any of the cut. And what's the point of that? No one's going to look at that and say, I'd rather buy the uncut, go through the work of finding and tipping a jewel crafter to get something that I could have bought for less. So I'm undercutting that, and I'm going to go down to 70 gold. So not as much of a profit, but still I'm going to about triple my gold, and those did all sell by the time I made this video. But as you can see, we're not on my goblin anymore. This is my first alchemist, this is my priest, also transmute of course, and we're going to go ahead and check out Arcanite. You need 40 Arcanite bars to make a Thunder Fury, and you really reach a choke point when you're making them on arcane crystals. So ideally you'd have these on a sort of snatch list. I don't, but I'm just going to go ahead and buy everything that's on the auction house for them, which are, there's 1 up for 2 gold and 2 up for 7 gold. Actually, I think it was a few more than 2. But basically I end up with enough to make a few Arcanite bars, so we'll take a look at this. I am going to end up spending, I just spent 49 gold on materials. Once again, I am transmute spec, so I can proc extra. I believe I proc 1 extra when doing this. I ended up with the materials to make 4 bars. So I'm going to create these. Yay, a proc on the first one. I ended up posting all of these at 44 gold a piece and some change. And so I anticipate taking back about 179 gold on my 49 gold investment. So pretty nice there, about tripling the money once again. One thing I'd recommend for this is to have arcane crystals on a snatch list, and then to collect this Arcanite, don't just toss up 2 or 3 bars at a time on the auction house. Put them up in stacks of 20 or even better. If you watch trade and see someone trying to buy Arcanite bars or find someone to transmute them, say, hey, I've got all 40 that you need for that Thunder Fury, buy them from me, and chances are they don't have enough available in the auction house, so you can charge a pretty outrageous price. I know I was willing to pay up to 100 gold per bar when I was making my Thunder Fury, because I'm an impatient person like that. One other thing I'm going to check out is something that I'm actually not spec'd for. I'm going to make a potion. I'm making potions of Deep Home, which take 5 Heart Blossom each in a vial. And if I were potion spec'd, I could proc some extras on this, but I'm not. But still, basically, there weren't any Deep Home potions up on the auction house. So I bought 30 Heart Blossom, so I'll be able to make 6 potions. And into those I spent just about 84 gold. Now, the average price that these go for, average, quote, unquote, is about 15 gold a piece, which is about what I spent on them. But since there aren't any up on the auction house, and since currently we're in the Fire Festival, which is a very travel-oriented holiday, I'm going to bark for these, and I'm going to sell them for about 45 gold a piece. I don't know what it is about tripling, but I like to triple my gold, what can I say? Anyways, so I'm going to make these, and like I said, I wasn't potion spec'd, so I didn't proc any, but I should still see a pretty good return tossing them up there. I'm going to charge 45 gold a piece. Now these aren't something that your average person will look for on the auction house, so they're kind of like mysterious fortune cards in the sense that if you bark for them, people will probably buy them eventually. Not as quickly as fortune cards, mind you, but they will buy them. But you have to bark and tell them that they're there, otherwise they won't even think about it. So that's what I'm doing right now. You could always set up a macro, but since it's not one of my common things that I sell, I'm just typing it in really quick. Basically saying, hey, traveling around getting bonfires, don't be caught with your hearth on cooldown. Snag this for a free port back to Stormwind. And so I'm expecting to see those sell for about triple the gold that I put into them. Basically, one of the things that I want to bring to everyone's attention here is we kind of get caught up in transmute alchemy's the best, but we completely forget about things that don't involve the daily cooldown. Arcanite bars is an amazing selling piece. And then there's the blue quality gems, since they're the closest we can get to epic gems right now. They are the best gems. So transmuting those can often be really great, especially since a lot of people are looking for outlets for their green gems now that the lazy shuffle's dead. And there's a lot of herb farmers, so basically take a look at stuff that doesn't necessarily involve the 24-hour cooldown, and you can find ways to make gold with alchemy without having to worry about transmuting once every day. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Please check out future videos for Fade's WoW Gold Rush, the greatest video series dedicated to making gold in 15 minutes or less in World of Warcraft. Have a great day, guys.